We were in high school and the reality of martial law sunk in when we said we don't have school for a while.
I was born after martial law, but my mom was able to move to another place because the military is after her.
During the time of Marcos, it was like they don't just shoot you with 1 or 2 bullets. They use automatic fire. In our province, there were many cases of decapitation. That's how the farmers would end up if they don't provide the military with information about the rebels operating in their area.
And then at that time too, we have a lot of friends that are victims of salvaging.
During those times, we call the extrajudicial killings as salvaging.
When I was in college, I worked only for 6 months to help in the TFDP, Task Force Detainees of the Philippines, and they're doing the documentations, but I cannot stand all the pictures of those salvage victims, that their intestines were out, they were hog-tied, and yeah.
It wasn't real for me until one time when my father had to get out of the house to buy infant formula for my younger brother. And so we didn't have a car. And so he hailed a cab. And it turned out that what he hailed was a police car. He was brought to the holding cells. We stayed all night, and my younger brother was like crying because he didn't have infant formula that evening.
Martial law happened 48 years ago. During this period, activists, journalists, organizers, and any form of dissenter was targeted, harassed, beaten, tortured, and even killed. Even today, as of 2020, Duterte signed into law the anti-terror law, a bill that legitimizes state harassment and targeting of any form of dissent.
In what ways do you think that Marcos and Duterte are similar?
In all aspects of the government, economic, political, and cultural. In terms of culture, they still inject the culture of fear and silence. They have the same. They kill all the leaders of the mass organizations, the prominent leaders, because they want to scare the people.
Honestly, I feel that the Duterte regime is much worse than the Marcos dictatorship. Different human rights groups have estimated the victims of the drug war and the political activists who were killed now total around 30,000 in just a matter of 4 years since Duterte took over. So during the time of Marcos, he took over ABS-CBN, but he used the facilities for his propaganda. The facilities of ABS-CBN, he established a new television network.
Like ABS-CBN is the biggest network in our country, and they have a wide range of followers, not only in the Philippines but also in the outside the country. So they shut down that because they are very critical to what's going on with the Duterte regime.
In the Philippines, U.S. imperialism and semi-colonialism reinforces the Marcos political dynasty. During this period, thousands of youth and organizers mobilized to rallies to call for change. The youth played a pivotal role in the first quarter storm protests against the Marcos regime, which forced many revolutionary organizations to go underground.
I think it's important for the youth to organize because if we observe throughout history, the youth have been the ones who have made change. I think it's because we have the capacity and the energy to really carry out those changes and to really fight for the future that we see fit.
When I was in college, I was introduced to friends who were in the student movement. You know, I was really young then. I was full of hope that as long as we unite or work together, we can have a better future.
It's always normal to be scared, but what I've learned when I was an activist, as a person, we have to take sides. We don't have to stay neutral. It's either are we comfortable being silent and then see other people being killed or being abused by the government.
So what is important is that if we know what's happening around us and if we can do something to make life not only for us but for our fellow Filipinos better, we should try to do something.
It's important for the youth to organize because the youth have inherited the conditions that have been created under centuries of imperialism. And so we have to decide whether or not we are comfortable with letting that continue and if we're comfortable with killings and oppression, or if we want to fight against this and create a new type of society.
Most of the Filipinos are overcomers, you know that. So I'm an overcomer, I'm a survivor, so...
We need to empower the peasantry, we need to empower the workers, we need to empower the urban poor communities, the women. And so, in order for them to practice their rights and to have their voice heard. And the students have a big role in it.
I think what the Filipino-American youth in the United States should do is, like I said, just like the rest of us, the migrant Filipinos who are here, to be more aware of what's happening in the Philippines and share it with others so that we have a common understanding of what really is the situation in the Philippines.
From our elders in Migrante, like Ate Kathy and Ate Zina, we can learn from their past how their lives have been shaped by the perils of the three basic problems of the Philippines: US imperialism, feudalism, and bureaucratic capitalism. But we can also learn from their experiences under martial law during the Marcos dictatorship. They lived through an era of torture, of criminalization of activists and dissenters, of disappearances and mass killings, all because these individuals spoke up against a fascist regime.
Never again, never again, never again to martial law.
Our drive to make things better for the next generation is just as strong as it was back in the days of martial law.
Duterte, Marcos, walang pinagiba! Parehong tuta! Dictator fascista!
This is a call for youth and students, comrades, young and old, to feel emboldened and empowered to fight for national democracy and genuine liberation for our kababayan, for a free and sovereign Philippines.
Long live international solidarity!
We are calling on youth and students and solidarity allies to join us in the call to oust Duterte.
If you're an individual, you can sign on the petition to support the Philippine Human Rights Act, or if you're part of an organization, have your organization endorse the Philippine Human Rights Act.
Join a mass organization like Anakbayan Los Angeles, which is an anti-imperialist Filipino youth and student organization working to fight for the genuine liberation of the Philippines from the United States. Makibaka, huwag matako, dare to struggle, do not be afraid.
We are asking you to join us in preventing another era of martial law. We're asking you to join us in junking the anti-terrorism law. We are asking you for your unconditional support in our struggle.